This video is about a special place, a unique place that for more than 80 years has been dedicated to plant conservation, research, education, and display. So thanks for taking the time to join us to learn more about the people, plants, and our plans for the future that make the Santa Barbara Botanic Garden so remarkable.
Yeah, I've been here 27 years and living here on the property. My kids were born here. You know, obviously every year there's always changes in the garden. There's planting projects. It's an ongoing process. I take care of the redwood section. Most people enjoy that. In fact, it's kind of neat. You go in and see the meadow when you go down the steps. It's sort of like a basement and you come into another environment.
The redwood section was created and planted in 1935. Although the garden is naturalistic in appearance, in reality, it is a calculated display of continually changing living collections.
People used to call this a park. It's a botanic garden, which we have collections, which are really important. It's more of a display of what California plants are, and some of them are endangered species, some are important ecosystems, and so it's way more than a park. The one word, it's more than beautiful, it's an environment.
Since 1926, we have continued the vision of our early founders to display the California flora within their natural vegetative zone. And therefore, we have a desert section of California plants, redwood section, chaparral section, oak woodland sections, and so forth.
Plants are essential for our living on Earth. They're exhaling as we inhale and inhaling as we exhale, so it's part of what makes our Earth habitable for us, besides the beauty.
From the scientific standpoint, plants produce the oxygen which we breathe, which is the fuel that helps break down food within our bodies. But more importantly, plants provide food products which sustain all animal life on Earth.
The Botanic Garden is renowned as a premier environmental nonprofit with a worldwide reputation as the foremost living collection of California native plants. Today, the Botanic Garden plays an indispensable role in plant conservation and scientific research.
There are 100 kinds of pines in the world. This is one of them, the coulter pine. And it's the largest, has the largest cone of any species of pine in the world, native only in California.
Science programs at the Botanic Garden have worldwide reputations based on acknowledgement of our peers. We have a world-renowned herbarium, a depository of pressed plants that now numbers close to 150,000 specimens. Much of the research that we're doing is really on the razor's edge. And this is what the pollen grains look like. We do require rather sophisticated equipment such as electron microscopes, which allow looking inside of the cells and tissues of the plant at magnifications ranging from 10 to 50,000 magnification.
When people come to the Botanic Garden, they are not just visitors, they are potential stewards of the natural environment. Our education programs are wide in scope, ranging from classes, field trips, and Master Gardener programs to independent scientific research.
The garden's educational resources are really important because, one, you have an opportunity to display the California floristic biodiversity. There's nothing like coming here, walking through the meadow, seeing the wildflowers in the spring, going down to the redwood forest, looking at the desert section or the California Channel Island section.
We teach the kids about plants and animals and ecology, about the role of fire in the chaparral, about why one needs to take care of our wild places. And we do stream investigations, we look for stream invertebrates, and we look at birds, and we look at birds' nests, and just anything that nature throws our way.
Cool. Pretty.
The garden has the great honor of being one of the few botanic gardens recognized as a living museum by the American Association of Museums. Just like valuable pieces of art, our plant species are not only enjoyable to view and observe, many are also extremely rare.
We also have a conservation program which is part of our science program at the Botanic Garden. There are currently plants growing within the garden's living collections that are no longer found occurring naturally in nature. So the Botanic Garden has, in essence, become a refuge, a last place of survival.
I've always loved plants. I love growing things. I came here first as a master gardener to train. You go through a training that consists of 80 hours of training, and then you give 80 hours of volunteer work. We have our helpline.
Master Gardener Helpline, this is Dee Dee King.
That people can call in and we try to answer their questions. And the Master Gardeners have a great time.
Natural.
Outstanding. Beautiful.
We also have a seed bank where the germplasm, the seeds of these plants, can be refrigerated and extend the lifetime of those plants. The secret of botanic gardens is their viability through being dynamic and changing and adaptable organizations to serve the public needs.
The garden contributes significantly to the preservation of open space in Mission Canyon. Since the original 13 acres were dedicated in 1926, the garden has protected an additional 65 acres from development as a dense neighborhood has grown up around us. Today, we are working in arcane facilities that are decades outdated. Our proposed vital mission plan is essential for us to continue our critical environmental and historic mission to hold a unique place in the horticultural world.
It's actually trying to bring us up to current times. There hasn't been a new building here since in the 50s. And just look at the very function of population growth in Santa Barbara in that period. And we literally are serving people in pretty primitive conditions. And it's not right.
All we are requesting today is a new conservation facility to properly store precious plant samples, a horticultural facility for the equipment necessary to propagate plants, tend the garden and keep it operating smoothly, an educational facility and library located where outdated buildings already exist today, to be used for teaching labs, classrooms, and space to house rare and unique books, a new children's center, and 3 new homes for garden staff. All buildings will reflect current sustainable performance measures as outlined by the United States Green Building Council. We are proposing a new entry layout, and the old Gain House, marginally inhabitable today, will be rehabilitated to house administrative offices.
The garden is a very important place. It needs to be supported. It's not something that can just be supported on its own by the air.
Just wish I had a lot more money and that we could just get our mission plan accomplished.
Most importantly, with the vital mission plan, the neighborhood will also continue to benefit from improved fire safety in Mission Canyon. Today, the garden serves as a major greenbelt fire break. Less than 1% of the garden contains buildings. And with the vital mission plan, we will be able to add sprinklers for the first time to buildings, create a desperately needed turnaround for fire trucks, build all new structures to urban wildland interface standards, including Class A fire-resistant materials, provide an early warning evacuation system, increase vegetation management efforts, and create defensible space around all structures. In addition, environmental improvements will include sewer line extension and upgraded water capacity. By proposing reduced programming during declared fire season, the Vital Mission Plan will make Mission Canyon much safer than it is today. All we are asking is for the bare-bones facilities we need to continue to be a premier environmental nonprofit and create a seamless experience for children and adults alike, from indoor classrooms, labs, and demonstrations, to the outdoor classroom of the garden's exquisite landscape exhibits of California native plants. Our vision and goal is to inspire the next generation of environmental stewards.
Kids just love this place. Even the adults, adults come here and they become a kid again because they remember when they were here when they were a kid.
It's good to come here because you can just take some time off and relax.
I like to come here because it's really pretty.
I like all the colors of the flowers.